Well, there are many people in this country that are seeing the decline of nature, the breakdown of our climate, and inequalities in society getting wider. And they actually all feel that they're connected. The root of the problem is, I mean, in simplistic terms, you could say that it's money before caring for nature, people, the climate, our planet. It's a very simplistic way of putting it. And people have seen, we've had report after report come out, the state of the rivers, the state of nature came out from DEFRA last week. We see these climatic catastrophes happening all over the world every week.
But Mel, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have seen, and it has been reported in the press, many similar protest demonstrations around the country, including very big ones in London. What can you hope to achieve in holding a protest in Bath?
Okay, so we came together for the big one. I don't know if you remember it, last April. And Extinction Rebellion strategy for this year is not to disrupt the public. Its aim for the strategy for 2023-24 is to bring people together. And there's just not enough people in Extinction Rebellion. We recognize that. So we're talking to lots of the other climate, nature, and social justice groups to all come together to protest together. It's about numbers. It's about a movement of movements. And we started that earlier in the year with the April big one. And we had 100,000 people on the streets in London.
You're not going to get that number
hardly any press. Pardon?
You're not going to get that number in Bath.
No, we're certainly not. But what the strategy is pointing to is that after the national coming together of 100,000 people in London, which still isn't enough, we decided to do it regionally. So last month, there was a gathering, a similar gathering to the one that we're planning on the 28th of October in Bath. It happened in Brighton. Now it's the Southwest turn. And the people in the Southwest have been very conscious and very active. Maybe it's because there are lots of people that are closer to nature in the Southwest. A lot of people move down from London to the Southwest, people who know what's going on. So we've got a very committed group in Extinction Rebellion Southwest that have put together this protest. Have been bringing lots and lots of people together for this protest. And then it will be winding on. So there'll be another one in the Midlands, the North, Scotland, Wales. And what we're doing is we're making it family friendly. So we're bringing people together to feel comfortable about protesting on the streets in their area that they're familiar with. And we're preparing people really for the future. This is what we have to do now. We have to step up. All of us have to use our voice. So it's about engaging people. It's about readying people. It's about making people realize that they can protest. The government have brought out a raft of measures to clamp down on protest. We've seen some very high profile cases where people have been imprisoned for long periods of time. The longest sentences that peaceful climate protesters have had in this country forever. They're clamping down on people, even speaking up in court cases, saying their motivations. It's draconian, the way that protest is going.
What are you hoping to achieve with this coming together, this meeting in Victoria Park, and then the protest march through Bath?
Right, this large protest, we're expecting a lot of people, more than 2,000. It will be the biggest protest that we've had since Fridays for Future, when we filled Milsom Street in 2019. This will be the biggest protest held in Bath. Of course, this is the whole of the southwest. People are coming from Bristol. We've got coaches coming from Cornwall. It was decided to be in Bath mainly because of transport links, ease of transport links. And it's a very beautiful city to protest in, to actually be on the streets of Bath. It looks great. We've got lots of very concerned people in Bath, but also the southwest. As they say, they're coming here. And what we're hoping to achieve is for people to feel more confident protesting together. It's family friendly. There'll be lots of children there. Children will and adults will have an opportunity to use their voice. Don't underestimate how powerful that is. This is building a movement of movements. Of course, it's sending out a message to our leaders, especially, a national level, who are really showing contempt for all the solutions that are out there to address the issues that we want to raise.
Yes, thank you for that. I think you've got a little friend there. I can see a doggy tail wagging.
Yes,
from
yeah,
time
I'm
to
off for a dog walk as soon as this is over.
Mel, you're holding this event on October the 28th. It's a Saturday. In the middle of a town that is traditionally busy at the weekend. There are still loads of tourists. I think Bath Rugby are at home. Is a traffic disrupting protest march the best way of winning sympathy?
Well, we won't be sitting down in the road. I'll let you know that. So, Bath has traffic congestion, really bad traffic congestion, doesn't it? And a march of 2,000 plus people that is moving, I don't think will cause very much more disruption to traffic than would normally happen on a Saturday, a busy Saturday. This protest has been police liaised. We're taking a lot into account here about the timing and the route, and there actually will be very minimal disruption going on. Most of the stuff is going on in Victoria Park, where people will have the space to do workshops, listen to talks, and there'll even be some music.
Well, let me give you the opportunity now of explaining exactly what is happening, what time things start in Victoria Park, what time the march will set off, and how people who might be interested in coming along, in joining you, how they make contact with you.
Yeah, so the day will be starting quite early for many of us volunteers who will be helping to put up structures in Victoria Park from 7 a.m. in the morning until 10 a.m. basically. We'll be getting ready. There's a call out for volunteers, locals, to all hands on deck. We have a slogan in Extinction Rebellion: we are all crew. So everybody's expected to be there early. They will be looked after food-wise. Then the programme of events starts from 10 a.m. in the park.
Where exactly in the park?
Where the balloons go off, just below. I think it's called Lower Common. I'm not sure, but the information that I gave you has got what 3 words, meeting points. It's generally the open area of the park where they normally have the fun fair or the circus.
Okay.
And there's going to be a kiddical mass bike ride just before the march. Excuse me. There's going to be speakers, there's going to be workshops and music to get us in the mood. We'll have a little opening ceremony. Then from 12:30, we'll be setting off on our march. We're going to be joined by, it's going to be very colourful, very theatrical. We're going to be joined by Red Rebels. Landing crew will be there, who are the group that's resisting the expansion of Bristol Airport. The Blackbirds will be there. These sound the alarm on nature. There'll be a section of the march. Well, the march will be split into sections, in blocks. The people that are most concerned about nature will be all gathered together, and people are invited to come in costume and bring lots of things, their favourite animal, you know, on a stick, or not the real thing, obviously. There'll be a section on climate. There'll be lots of flags, banners, and there'll be a section, a social justice section.
Where are you marching to?
Right, the route will be all around town, completely police liaised. It'll be safe, and it'll be coming out of the park. We'll do a very picturesque route for all the people that have come from the southwest. We'll be marching around Royal Crescent, the Circus, Gay Street, Milsom Street, and probably around the Guildhall, and maybe down Westgate Street if the security roadworks are finished by then. They're due to finish that weekend, and we would really like to go down Westgate Street in front of the theatre, up to Queen Square and back to the park. The problem is in the centre of town at the moment, there's lots of building works and scaffolding and obstruction. So we'll be choosing the route of least resistance.
Okay. Finally, you say this is a coming together that's happened nationally and is now happening regionally. Will this become a permanent thing? Will all you different protest groups agree that from now on there's strength in numbers, there's strength in coming together as one active action group?
We're calling it a movement of movements, and it's really not Extinction Rebellion's movement of movements. We're just one part of it. This is a growing thing. We're trying to bring in the trade unions. We support their strike action. We have done all year. We're attending TUC events to bring in the regional TUCs into this march. We hope they'll join us. We know that they've been under a lot of pressure this year, so they may not come out in their big numbers, but we support them, and we will have representation in that march. There's no such thing as permanence in a situation that we have that's developing, you know, week by week, month by month. We've just got through the hottest September on record. It's feeling pretty hot in October too. We know that, you know, many people still feel that there are solutions out there that could be implemented. If we start seeing real climate action coming from our leaders, you know, talking about, I mean, they've already halted HS2 last week. You know, a lot of people felt that very strongly about the destruction of the 108 ancient woodlands that were taken down for this project. So many people on the HS2 route have been really activated because they've seen, you know, the disregard for people and nature in that project. So it's building all the time. Who knows where it's going?
Can I just ask you, is Bath MP's Vera Hobhouse joining you? Are you having any support from local councillors at Baines?
We're avoiding party politics, to be quite honest. We acknowledge that Vera has been speaking up I mean, she's the environment spokesman. She has all the information, a lot more than us. She has a lot of the information, and we know she's pushing for a lot of good things. She was one of the counter-signatories of the CE bill, Private Members Bill, that was written by Caroline Lucas, leader of the Green Party. We know that Vera supports that bill. You know, the protest in Bath is not against our MP. Of course, North East Somerset, we've got an MP that is top of the opposite end of the spectrum. Our people write to Jacob Rees-Mogg every week. You know, they have interviews with him. They're bringing all the information to his doorstep, but he refuses to acknowledge that things could be done a lot better. The local Green Party have asked to have a presence in the march, and we're happy with them to hold a banner, but we're not allowing any party people to speak at the rally.
Mel, one last thing. I've kept you long enough and you've got a doggy to take walkies. Is there one web address that I can give out to people where they can find out more about what is happening on the 28th?
Well, the address is in the information that I told you. The best thing to do is to go to XR UK Southwest. I'm sorry, I don't have the actual address.
I'll find it because no doubt it's in the documents that you.
It is, yeah.
I will put it on the screen.